I put a lock on the kitchen fridge after my brother's new girlfriend ate my meal prepped lunches for the whole week. So I meal prep every Sunday. Like it's a whole thing for me. I spend a couple hours making 5 lunches, containers all lined up, labeled with a day. I do it because I work long shifts and I genuinely can't afford to buy food every single day. My brother Ryan and I have been splitting this house for almost 2 years and we've always had a pretty clear system. His shelf on the left, mine on the right, don't touch each other's stuff. It worked fine until about a month ago when his girlfriend Danielle basically moved in. She's not on the lease, she has her own apartment across town, but she's here every night now and most mornings, and Ryan is completely gone for her, so I've been trying to be chill about it. Monday of last week I came home from a 10-hour shift and went straight to the fridge. My Monday container wasn't there. I figured I'd somehow grabbed it that morning and left it in my work bag. Checked everywhere. Nothing. Made myself a sandwich and let it go. Tuesday, same thing. My Wednesday container was gone too. I asked Ryan that night. He kind of laughed and said, "Oh, Danielle's been eating those. She said she didn't have anything at the house and figured since they were just sitting in the fridge." I cut him off. "Ryan, they're labeled. They literally say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday." He said yeah, he'd tell her. Thursday I came home and checked before I even took my shoes off. Gone again. I texted Ryan from the hallway. He called me back instead. He said Danielle was really sorry. She honestly didn't realize. She thought the labels were just for organization. I asked what exactly she thought the names of the days of the week were organizing. He went quiet and then said I was being hostile. Friday my last container was gone. I got home and found Danielle at the kitchen table on her laptop. Ryan wasn't back yet. I stood in the doorway for a second and then said, "Hey, my last lunch is gone. That's 5 this week." She looked up. "Oh, I'm so sorry. They just looked really good and I didn't want them to go to waste." I said they wouldn't have gone to waste. That's literally the whole point of meal prepping. I make them Sunday so I can eat them through the week. She said, "I mean, they were just sitting there. I didn't realize you were that strict about it." I asked her what she thought the labels were for. She shrugged and said she'd figured they were old. I told her I'd made them 3 days ago. She kind of sighed like I was exhausting her and went back to her laptop. When Ryan got home, I laid it out. He said maybe I should just make extra portions if I didn't want to deal with this. I asked him why the solution to someone eating my food was me making more food. He said I was blowing it up into a bigger deal than it needed to be, and that Danielle felt really bad. I said she hadn't seemed that bad when I talked to her 10 minutes ago. He told me to give her a break. She was still getting comfortable here. I drove to the hardware store that night. Got a little combination lock, the kind that threads through both fridge handles. I put it on Sunday morning before I started prepping. Labeled everything the same way I always do, and put my containers on my side. Danielle came downstairs around 11 a.m. I heard her trying the fridge from the kitchen. Then she came to the living room doorway. "There's a lock on the fridge." "Yeah. Are you serious right now?" "Pretty serious." She asked if that meant she couldn't get food. I told her the code was with Ryan, and she was welcome to whatever he said she could have on his side. The right side was mine. She called Ryan immediately. I could hear the whole conversation from where I was sitting. He came home about 20 minutes later and asked me to take it off. I said no. He said this was his house too, and I was making his girlfriend feel like a guest in her own home. I said she wasn't a guest in her own home. She was a guest in our home, and guests don't eat someone else's labeled food 5 days in a row. He said she'd already apologized. I said to you. She apologized to you. He didn't have a great answer for that. He said the lock was making everything weird. I told him the eating made things weird. The lock is just me not having to think about it anymore. He said I was being petty. I work 10-hour shifts, Ryan. I budget this food. I don't have the time or the money to keep doing this every week. The lock stays. She hasn't said a word to me in 4 days.